And here we go, senior night in Fresno State, and that kick will sail out of bounds. So our first flag of the game. And, you know, Will, for a Fresno State team coming off a loss at San Jose State, these are the type of plays that they want to clean up.
Yeah, you can't come out the gate doing that, right? That was the biggest thing they did with last week, was all those mistakes, not playing aggressive, not playing their style of football. But you know what? Let's see how they bounce back from this play right now.
2009, and part of this completely revamped and improved offense. 1st and 10. Hopkins wants to go deep down the field. Catch is made. And how about the early haymaker coming out? Caleb Medford with the grab. Comstock on the coverage down the field. 46 yards on the opening play.
That offense.
1st and 10 for the Lobos from the Fresno State 19. Krosky Merritt in the backfield. They'll throw again. Dart is completed to Andrew Erickson. 3rd straight pass for the Lobos. Bit of a pump fake. Dumped off underneath. Medford stopped short of the sticks. 3-yard gain brings up 3rd and short.
Yeah, that was
Dampier coming into the game. The true freshman who got the start against Boise State will keep it himself. And Dampier plunges forward, picks up the 1st down. And so already a changeup at the quarterback position. Dampier going to keep it. Little move to the inside, finally stood up. Malachi Langley was one of the first Bulldogs to get there. Brings up 2nd and goal, and
off one of these safeties.
It's going to be a keeper for Hopkins. Hopkins not going anywhere. Wrapped up by Malachi Langley on 3rd down. Kick is up, so 3 early points for New Mexico. They get something out of that drive, but they will be left thinking what could have been as they got backed up a couple of times. But the Lobos hang up 3 to get. Gill will get a chance on this one. Catches it about the 12-yard line. Gill trying to wiggle, quickly wrapped up. Zimmerman in on the tackle. Excellent special teams coverage right there. Comfortable, very confident in this offense as gets things going, throwing it out to Eric Brooks in the flat.
Yeah, those reps last week, you mentioned him starting those games was huge. Also starting as well this season, so it's not like they need to go trying to catch him off guard.
Quickly snaps 2nd down. The carry to Malik Sherrod. And he will be the bell cow for Fresno State.
Have other people calling the play here, but it's huge for them to do this tempo.
1st and 10. Quick little pass and catch by Brooks. He wiggles near the 40-yard line. Gain of 6. In fact, 3 receivers that have caught more than 400 yards of footballs this season. 2nd and 4, quickly snuffed out by this New Mexico front 7, and that'll bring up 3rd and short. Elijah Gilliam checks in at running back. He'll motion out, empty backfield. Fife has to just dump it off, finds his man. Racing down the sideline, Jalen Moss, the freshman. Big time catch and run on 3rd and 2.
Good job by the offense.
53 yards for Moss, puts him over 600 on the season. Back to Sherrod. Sherrod trying to muscle his way in. He'll be stopped just short of the goal line.
Underplay defense while we retired, and that's exactly what Fresno State's taking advantage of.
2nd and goal from the 1. Sherrod trying to jump, but stuffed at the summit, and then finally brought down. Jamarius Lewis able to save the touchdown run. On in the backfield, this time Fife under center. Fife fakes the handoff, looking for Watson in the flat. Pressure comes, has to improvise. Fife dancing, racing towards the sideline. Let's see if they rule him in. They're going to stop him just short, it looks like.
And 2 different quarterbacks.
After review, the runner stayed in bounds, and the ball was able to touch the pylon. Touchdown.
So a touchdown for Logan Fife. The extra effort when the play breaks down. And this is what we talked about coming in here, Will. Moment. Dylan Lynch here for the extra point. And that caps off an 8-play, 77-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 42 seconds. But how about Logan Fife gets the start? Here's Dylan Lynch to kick off. Back to receive for New Mexico, Sherrod White. And the Lobos will let that sail out of the end zone. Will defend on an underthrown ball without getting a flag.
Right. Very, very good on that. Just playing the ball.
Hopkins, no options to the left. Quickly drugged down. That is Maurice Norris Jr., the jack of all trades for this Fresno State defense. We've seen Aaron Rodriguez, who leads all of college football in active career punts. Back to receive is Brooks. Brooks has got something going. Brooks down the sideline, gets a block. Brooks finally dragged down from behind, but not before he gets close to the New Mexico 25. So special teams already making a difference. As a 39-yard return for Brooks. Here comes Fresno State. And the handoff to Sherrod. They go to the ground early on. And when we talked to Pat McCann, offensive coordinator,
they totally agree. Just feed Malik. Keep it manageable.
This time the handoff to Jalen Gill. So they go to the receiver. I'd love to get Gill involved. And Lynch is going to miss the fairway. So New Mexico able to get the stop despite the 39-yard punt return, which Danny Gonzalez said we will give about 10 to 12 plays to Dampier.
I was going to say, give it to Bill. Waste no time.
The handoff to Krosky Merritt. Runs into a pile for a short gain on first down. Jeremiah Hickson in motion. They'll go back to Krosky Merritt, twisting and churning his way forward. Andrew Henry in motion. They empty it. The dump off. Here is Medford on the slant. So Medford has been the early go-to guy for Dylan Hopkins. Dampier going to keep it and just met by a trio of Fresno State defenders. Alzillian Hamilton, the first one to get there. He stays in the game, 2nd and 9. And met in the backfield. Who else but Norris, Mr. Do Everything for Fresno State, gets the stop. And that brings up 3rd completion. That was good for a first down. Now it brings up 3rd and 25. Here's Hopkins escaping the pocket, but still has a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, it's tough right now. You know, they should be up, but you know they got to take away these penalties that's happening here.
Rodriguez to punt. Brooks back to receive. They'll call the fair catch at the 22-yard line. So Fresno State will take over, and 1st and 10 for Fresno State. The toss outside to Sherrod. Sherrod brought down for the Bulldogs. New Mexico showing pressure. They rush 4, pass across the middle. That is the big tight end.
Try release, which can force a hold.
Sherrod in between the tackles near midfield. Finally brought down. Derek Moore, one of the 3 Lobos, in on the tackle. A true freshman from Irvine, California. 2nd and 5. Sherrod trying to get to the corner. Breaks free through a tackle. Picks up the first down at the 39-yard line.
Got Macklin up there by himself.
5 slow play action. Has plenty of time in the pocket. And that is Delano making the catch near the sideline, spinning, and finally being drugged down. A nice completion on first down for the hometown kid.
He's one of the craftiest receivers I've seen.
Here comes the tempo. Sherrod, the handoff. Tackled near the 6-yard line. 2nd and 3. They go to Sherrod again. Sherrod with a couple of blockers lunging forward. Ball came loose. They're going to rule it a touchdown. So Malik Sherrod, the second effort is good. That'll give Fresno State their 2nd touchdown of the game. Success on the ground with Malik Sherrod. The kick is good. So 14-3
is the pick, you know, in the end zone when they had the touchdown. That was a big one. And then another first down to get momentum. That was another penalty with the hands to the face. So
big bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm going to go for the
football that year. 94 was not a fun year for me.
Dylan Hopkins, the catch made to Caleb Medford. We'll talk about some of that therapy for you when you were younger in 94 later.
On film, just being the main guy for this team right now.
The handoff to Krosky Merritt takes a shot by Langley. 1st and 10 for New Mexico. They burn their 2nd timeout. Hopkins trying to target down the field. It has been Caleb Medford. His show in the first half for the shot, and a little uphill sledding here. Hopkins to the side. This is Davis, the catch. Shakes the first tackler. Drug out of bounds.
Range here.
Hopkins empty backfield, which is interesting. Bruckler coming over. Bruckler's going to take the direct snap, and they'll try a little mini version of the tush push, so a little sleight of hand, and it's Bruckler. Hopkins, the Krosky Merritt has some room, dancing around, brought down at around the 18-yard line. Henry also in the backfield, so a changeup. The handoff, Henry slicing his way forward. Tackled by 4 defenders. Clark getting in there for Fresno State. Attempt for Drizwicki. Pull the Lobos to within 8. And he'll split the pipes. So with 6:09 left in the first half, New Mexico able to tack on 3 more. 14-6 Fresno State, New Mexico. Their second field goal of the game to pull within 8. A chance here to return for Jalen Gill. Gill trying to work his way down the sideline. Tripped up at the 35-yard line. So a nice return and some decent field position for the Bulldogs coming up. Like you, though.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. But I'm putting it to use.
Malik Sherrod the carry. Not much going there. A little extracurricular activity, though, as he was slammed to the ground.
We got 3-on-2 up top here.
And that's where he's looking, trying to see the action develop. This time has to step up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and try and run it. Oh, and met. What a hit delivered by Dimitri Johnson.
My guy. My guy.
Right, hold it down. My man. Shoot, Mike. The handoff here. Krosky Merritt. Busting free, and Krosky Merritt trying to get to the sideline. Pushed out at the 25-yard line. New Mexico brings it every single day, and that sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Well, you can tell just based on how he's running, how productive he's been.
1st and 10. Krosky Merritt again trying to move the pile forward. Been a productive first half for him. 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. This defense trying to keep New Mexico from moving this drive here. The dump off down the field. Jeremiah Hickson. Catch across the middle, and it seems like New Mexico finding a little bit of gold. 124 yards. They said he can be a 300-yard game passer if they just protect him and prevent the penalties. The handoff, Krosky Merritt bursting down the field. Shakes off 2 defenders. Krosky Merritt on the sideline, leaping into the end zone. And they're going to mark him just short.
Bro, this
is a touchdown.
So a touchdown for Krosky Merritt, his 2nd of the game, 16th on the season. He moves into a tie for 3rd in school history for rushing touchdowns in a season.
Here on some kind of option route. It has to be a sprint out here.
Here's Hopkins. He's going to stay in the pocket this time, looking for the slant. Nearly intercepted. Cameron Braca had a beat on it. He was very capable, by the way, but Mikey Keene had been operating at a different level. Keene had thrown 21 touchdown passes on the year. This time it's Jalen Gill. They'll get a chance to return it. Gill tripped up, still on his feet. Chase from behind, trying to change direction, finally lunging forward. Gill eventually brought down. Sherrod in the backfield. Brooks, the return motion, quick little catch in the flat. Short gain on 1st down. 3rd and 8. New Mexico showing pressure. They'll rush 5. It's Brooks that makes the catch. Let's see where they mark him at. Will decide to punt it with just over a minute left. Hickson back to receive. Fair catch is made, so New Mexico will have 55 seconds, 0 timeouts. Remember, they burned a couple of those.
Like I said, he's 5'11", 204. That's what he's listed as, but he runs like a brick.
The handoff to Krosky Merritt. Takes 1 tackle, but then brought down at the 31-yard line. And without any timeouts, 22 seconds runs off the clock between plays there. Another handoff to Krosky Merritt. Runs into his own man, spinning forward.
For this Fresno State defense.
Henry into the game. They'll hand off. And it'll be Henry that'll close out the first half for New Mexico. But the last run. So now New Mexico, they're going to go for it, up 4, trying to make it a 6-point lead. Here's Dampier rolling out, targets his man, but dropped at the tail end. Jeremiah Hickson had it. So the lead, Corey Krosky Merritt, 167 yards. And we still have a 4th quarter to play.
We do, and hopefully Coach Cole will figure something out on defense.
Jalen Gill, another nice return for him. Chased out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Everyone getting involved. to make this happen.
Now the challenge falls on this Fresno State offense. Trey Watson escaping a tackler, hurdling another one, finally tackled, but an excellent gain on first down. Christian Ellis there to stop the bleeding.
Had that big game versus Utah State, he really got Trey Watson involved, and that was a huge part of the success here.
Fife brought down. It was Kyler Drake that lost his helmet, but got the quarterback. And again, that penetration.
But if you give someone a little bit of confidence, that's all they need, and they are ready to rock. And it's entertaining.
It was a loss of 13. Here's Fife getting to the outside, and once again, the pressure. This has been a busy, active defensive line. Tyler Keeney offense.
The biggest thing is that you're probably going to rush like a couple, but you can see it already hanging out, running some exotic blitzes here, and just stay over the top, protect the sticks.
They rush 6, and they snuff it out. Watson wrestled to the ground. Mexico. So Fresno State will punt. Carson King on his own 40. And this time, excellent special teams play, the catch and the dish. We do have a flag coming in late, though. It was down at the 6-yard line when it finally came to rest, though.
Game long. It's been absolute dominance.
Dangerous waters here for New Mexico, just trying to find some breathing room. And it is Krosky Merritt knocking over his own teammate, getting all the way to the 21-yard. 12.5 minutes more than Fresno State. 1st and 10. Handoff to Andrew Henry, another positive yardage play on first down for the Lobos.
Yeah, and that's why that's smart football. You literally take what's working. Sometimes you go into a game with the game plan. As you saw earlier, they were featuring Caleb Medford, trying to get him the football. And then Ja'Cory came through with outstanding running game, and you stick with that.
They fake it to Henry. Dampier will keep it. Dampier muscling forward.
And you can see enough is enough. We're playing the run. We're going to make them pass.
Krosky Merritt trying to fight for the first down, and it looks like he got it to keep this drive going. Has been piloting this offense in the 4th quarter. Another handoff, and it is Krosky Merritt bouncing it.
He ran over another one of his own players. Like, just get out of the way.
Watch out, just move. 1st and 10. This time they go to Henry. 16 straight runs now for New Mexico, but Fresno State and Carlton Johnson able to snuff it out. Dylan Hopkins, all sorts of things braced to his arm. His hand was shaking. Now it means Dampier has to trust his right arm, and a bit of a duck down the field. It is caught. Jeremiah Hickson, big time completion.
Well, what's been interesting is I was so curious with the mindset of Devin Dampier, and I got to ask Coach Gonzalez about him. He was like, man, he is probably
2nd and 12 now. A little bit more pressure on the Lobos to get some yardage here. They've been committed to the run. Fake it to Henry, and this time it's broken up, nearly intercepted. Carlton Johnson on the coverage. 35-yard line, by the way.
You got this area
Wiki
wide open.
3rd and 12. Drops the snap, has to just launch it and get it out of here. Finds his man in the end zone. Unbelievable. Caleb Medford, the safety valve. Devin Dampier, the freshman, drops the snap and turns water into wine for the touchdown. 3 seconds. Caleb Medford, the touchdown catch at the end. That was a backbreaker for the Bulldogs. Sherrod is going to catch it. He had a 95-yard kickoff return against Boise State a couple weeks ago. Bottled up.
This is what it's for, right? He's in a total emergency situation here. So
here's Keene, empty backfield, surveying the field. Keene and thrown to the ground. Number 97, Hunter Rapola, hog-tied him.
You know New Mexico's going to run the football.
Here's King, back to punt, and that's the problem. That sack, you don't even have a chance to go for it on 4th down as Hickson calls the fair catch. So New Mexico in total control on the road. At home. Dampier will keep it. Dampier spinning between the tackles, pinballed near the logo, still churning those legs. And that sums up really this game here, the extra effort. Trying to win at Fresno State for the first time since 1994. Krosky Merritt is the back. They'll give it to him again, and just wide open, finally stood up by Norris, but not before sprinting ahead for a handful of yards.
You know, I was going to go to Google.
About to sign me up for a bunch of subscriptions here. Well, I see how you work.
Yeah, the wine MVP.
Hey, I'll take that.
Okay.
Do a great job with that, but stumbling Devin Dampier, and it feels like the only thing making tackles for Fresno State is the 43-yard line. It looks like the Lobos might hold on to this rock for the rest of this game now. Here's Dampier, the keeper, trying to squeeze through a couple of holes there. Team keeps fighting, and now at 3-7, they have a chance to do something that they haven't done in 30 years.
You can tell because they definitely take on his personality of never, ever, ever giving up. And every time you speak to a team and they speak about a team coached by him, they say that.
Fresno State ball. They trail by 11, 5:22 left in the fourth. But you saw the graphic earlier, only 3 yards of total offense in the second half before Keene comes onto the field and able to complete this one to Eric Brooks. 3rd and 3 for Fresno State. They've got to score and then somehow get the ball back. They have 2 timeouts to aid them. This time delivers it. First down, pass and catch to Trey Watson. Time is not their friend, but just over 4 minutes left in this game. Keene bouncing around the pocket, and Sherrod able to scoop it up off the turf. Of those to be conversions here. So 4th and 2. Play clock at 3. Lobos showing pressure. They bring 5. Keene to the outside. That's caught and completed. 3:13 left in the ball game. Keene. Bulldogs finding a little momentum. Sherrod slips, though, can't get out of bounds, so the clock will continue to tick. 12, and got a hustle getting back to the line here. Here's Keene looking for the sideline. Gets it to Gill. Gill able to get out of bounds, and so 3rd and 2. Keene this time starting to find his rhythm. Gets it to Eric Brooks, who takes a shot. Jamarius Lewis right there on the coverage. Got to get out of my brakes. 2nd and 10. Keene just has to launch one up. 50-50 ball. Doesn't go the way of the Bulldogs. Josiah Freeman trying to come up with it. Brings up 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. 2:05 left in the ball game. Fresno State trailing by 11. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, field goal would be their dream. Crossing route. Delana doesn't get much yardage, doesn't get out of bounds, so the clock continues to tick. Officially a 44-yard field goal. Dylan Lynch, not trying to jinx you, but he's made at least 1 field goal in 10 straight games. Looking for his first one of the night. Missed one earlier, pushed it left. Here's Lynch, and this one is pure. So Fresno State pulls to within 8. And here comes the hard part. An onside kick against Wyoming this year. Here it is. Here's the hop, and that is quickly gobbled up. That was executed to jeopardy. 5-0, and they forced a turnover. That's in jeopardy as Dampier runs it to the left side. 100-yard rusher since 2019. 2nd and 5. Devin Dampier. Remember, Dylan Hopkins left the game with an apparent right arm injury. It's been wrapped up. 57 seconds left. Fresno State. No timeouts. New Mexico on the verge of making history. Dampier trying to rush for the first down. And if he got it, that is ball game.
Line and the defensive line have gotten after it, and it's been just super impressive, and a huge win for this program, despite the youth and all kinds of adversity here.
The senior night spoilers. New Mexico rolls into Fresno State, and for the first time in 29 years, they get a win on the road in the Valley.